Yes guys, and today we are going to be giving Manchester United, my club, £125 million to spend and improve. This is an FM challenge that if you've ever seen, I'm sure you have if you're seeing me, Omega Luke, one of the GOATs, in my opinion, one of my favourite people to watch. I seen him do this challenge with his dad and I thought that looks like a bit of me. Let me give it a go with my twist and 25 mil less. Let's see where I can get. So best thing to do is let's see where the AI sets the benchmarker. Let's Amorim run it. And also, the same as with Luke and his dad, I will run my own version of the 3-4-2-1 or however you want to call it. That 3-5-3, whatever formation is for Amorim. We're going to run that. Let's see how this goes. Before we get into their results, best thing that we can actually do is have a little look at how they spent their money. So they actually had 3 deals, one done on transfer deadline day and the others done in January, or 4 deals in total including the loan move. But they got Kubo for a 56 mil, and looking at his stats, pretty tidy, pretty decent. You can't really grumble at them stats. Actually quite happy with a signing like that, to be honest. I didn't look there. So then Zubimendi for 51 mil. That is also again a very great signing, solid player. Looking at how they are there, and then obviously they got just a cheap little one in here as well. Doesn't show his stats, but he's only for the under 21, so he's just one for the future. And then they got a loan in of Lino as well, which is a nice solid one. So all in all, spending around 110 mil of their money, which is, let's say, okay, normal, I guess. It does say that 141 mil spent. We know that's not the case, but best thing we can do is go look at how they performed in the league and the cups. And as we can see here, they did only manage to finish 8th and just on 56 points. Very underwhelming, but in real life, as a Man United fan, as I can tell you, I'd kill for 8th right now. I'd kill for it. Always bad. But we're seeing here, actually an interesting point. Amorim actually got sacked after the last game of the season. They obviously wanted no more of that and decided to go a complete different route with it. But all in all, that is how they've done it. So that's what they've done there. Let's have a look at how they performed in any sort of cups. We go to the FA Cup, and we can see here that they did not get to the final. They actually only made it here. They got knocked out in the 5th round of the FA Cup. So 5th round of the FA Cup. Carabao Cup. Where did they make it to in the Carabao Cup? I think they've actually knocked out, yeah, instantly at home to Brentford. That's rough. Not gonna lie, that is rough. Home to Brentford. They get knocked out of that cup. And obviously they are in the Europa League. We will have a look at how they did there as well. But as we can see, they got knocked out in the semi-finals of the Europa League. That's rough, with Napoli going on all the way to the end to win it. So we can see here they got knocked out in the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup. They got knocked out in the semi-finals of the Europa League. They only finished 8th in the league and only making it to the 5th round of the FA Cup. Pretty awful season, and you can understand why Amorim got sacked there as well. But what can I do? Well, let's have a look at my signing. So I'll take you to the end of transfer deadline day. All right, then for me, I did 4 deals as well. I did them all in the summer window. And yes, some of these deals, obviously, there was bits about them that takes it up slightly and stuff like that as well. But obviously, you can see here, I brought in Tomori. I thought Tomori was huge to use just for that pace in a wide centre-back role. And obviously, great defensive stats. Brought in Gabriel Barbosa, get him on a free. That is just an easy sign-in. I was hoping to get rid of one of the strikers, but yeah. We did get rid of a player or so in this as well. But we can see here Leon Bailey coming in, and that was just for that pace and just to get somebody up and down that right hand side, an additional member. If I go back again, I probably would change that deal. And Angel Gomez is just a tidy little player. But to be honest with you, when it comes to the actual how I did it, Bailey and Gomez, I just used them for the sake of using the money. I should have brought in one player for that amount of money that was just a lot higher level. That is where I think I messed up. But we're going to keep it moving. I keep showing you on here as well. Showing you the tactic that I used. Now, this is how I started off the season. Obviously I had Manu in here. But this is how I started off the season, this kind of inverted shape. And I went more with what Amorim uses in real life. So ball player on this side and both in the middle, want them on the ball. The wide centre back just out here because I'm going with an actual right mid on that side as well. And then I'm going a ball winner just next to that because there's a little bit of a pocket here. And then I've got a secondo volante here just to roam and kind of get into these areas a little bit more. And then I've just got more of a traditional wing back this side as well. An attacking mid, shadow striker, and a normal striker up there as well. We kind of went for it. I tried to keep it a bit more realistic to what Amorim actually plays in real life, because on the game they kind of have him playing like a 5-back. It's quite heavily defensive. On this one I wanted to be a lot more creative, but that's how I did there as well. So as you can see, this is my general form there as well. And so far during the season, we are a few games into the league. We lost the Community Shield 3-0. Won the first 2 games of the season, got a beating against Arsenal, but just beat Fulham, meaning we are 4th in the league and we're off to a pretty decent start and back on winning form. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to take you towards January, because there's a huge moment in my season January, a big pivotal change because it wasn't going well. Let me show you. So as you can see, in terms of the results in the season, it's kind of a bit meh. There's not really consistency anywhere. There's some losses, some silly things going on here. Some, again, heavy loss against the Arsenal. Here, lost again to them. Did beat them in the cup on penalties. And it did take us to the Carabao Cup semi-finals, where we kind of made some changes. After this game, I decided it was time to make a serious change in this team. We were struggling a lot and we weren't doing particularly well. As I'll show you here, we were 8th in the table and it wasn't going well. I wanted to beat what happened before. We did win all our games in Europa League, but that's as expected against that group. And we're in the Carabao Cup final now as well. So I thought we really want to push on. This team can do a lot more than I expected. So these are the changes that I made now. I just kind of mixed it up a little bit. To be completely honest with you, I wasn't sure how to make it more aggressive without really losing the structure of the shape, but this is what I went with. As you can see, covers most areas besides this top left and bottom right corner, but this is why I've got a wide centre back there as well, and this is why I've got him just on attacking mid, just so he can get there, and an advanced forward likes to drift out. But this is what we've gone with. I literally changed Onana to attack, I changed Agate to support, and I moved him from Segundo Volante into this deep line playmaker role here, which I mixed between that and roaming our own playmaker there as well, depending if it's him or if I bring Manu in, who played a majority of the games. This is how I mixed it up a little bit and kind of just managed it out a little better. Left everything else as it was and just changed to attacking. Went shorter passing and slightly higher there as well. Everything else stayed exactly the same. You can see all my instructions down this left hand side. This is... Whew, this was intense, I'm going to be honest with you. And I said, at this point in the season, we're 8th. So let's see how we end the season. Do we get better than them? Already we're doing better in the Carabao Cup. We're doing better, obviously, in the FA Cup because we've matched them as well. Well, we're in the 4th round, so we should be getting towards the 5th round there as well. We've gone through the Europa League, so let's see how we do. Best place to pick it up is here. So, as you can see, we finished 4th. That is very important to our season. That is 20 points more than what Amorim did. That is also 4 places higher. It means we get Champions League. We also got to the final of the Carabao Cup. I think we should have a little watch of that game, see how that went. Let's have a little gander. So as you can see here, pure absolute poetry. And as you see at the top, we did win this one 3-1. It was a lovely way to start off that kind of proper surgence, change of style, a more attacking, aggressive play. And honestly, watching this tactic play out in game, the little ends changes, it's more the idea that Amorim actually wants in real life. It's really satisfying to watch. It's actually a genuinely comfortable formation. You don't struggle a lot. The stats of it aren't anything out of this world. 2.21, 13 shots. This obviously is only half a season. Obviously there's the stats that was horrific at the start of the season. So we did also get to the FA Cup semi-final as well, the FA Cup final even, sorry, and as you can see, Anthony crosses the ball into Xerxes, and that is us winning the FA Cup, leaving only one competition left to see what we did, and that is the Europa League. And as you can see here, we won the Europa League on penalties. Cannot complain. Honestly, the way this season turned around once I changed formation, let me show you actually the look here so you can see it. you can see the way it changed from this point. So pre-tactic change is this, a bit of inconsistency, a mismatch of everything. Post it is kind of from this point downwards, so much more green. Only 3 losses, 1 in the league, here in the first leg and here in the second leg, but winning on penalties anyway. The rest is all greens. And you can see the 7-0s, 4-3, 6-1s, 3-1. There's so many more goals in this team. It was actually a delight to use this formation. I'm not gonna lie to you, 3 backs are very stressful, very difficult, and this United rebuild was actually really difficult because it's hard to really judge in a 3-back what I really need, because I'm not great at actually building a 3-back formation, but I gave it a good go. Obviously finishing 4th compared to 8th by the AI with an additional 20 points. Instead of a 5th round of the FA Cup, I won the thing, won the Carabao Cup instead of going out in the 3rd round, and instead of losing the semi-finals, I won the whole thing as well. So it does show you with a bit of actual building how much more you can do. But I want you to comment below, who should I do next? What should I do next? I don't know. I think I'm going to do more of these challenges here as well, where I build a team up with different amounts. I'm going to do potentially something like Tottenham next and get them their first trophies and see how that goes. And then I'm going to go on to your Crystal Palaces, your Evertons and all them other teams. But comment what you want to see. Comment what you think I should do. If there's other leagues, whatever it is, fire it down below. You know the drill. Hit like, subscribe. It helps so much in growing. Helps much for me to get attention. So please keep doing that. Support the channel. Means a lot. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.